Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to RM Hive, a featured author interview by Reader's Magnet. This is Scott. I'm your host for today's session. And today's guest is a storyteller, poet, and screenwriter living in New York. Her debut novel, Luna Liena, Cabalgando Sin Riendas, won 3 awards at the 2009 International Latino Book Awards. While her second novel, Luke 687, Visitas al Ayer, received an honorary mention in 2014. Her poetry has earned several accolades and is included in the Antología de Poemas back in 2009. Her screenplay for Juanto El Rio was a finalist at the 2015 Book to Movie Awards. Writing as Carmela Escobar, she has also authored the award-winning children's book series Luisita. Let us all welcome the author of the book Luisita is Sick, Dora Przybylek. Hello, Dora. How are you today?
Hello, Scott. Thank you. Thank you for having me with you today. I'm very excited to be with all of you here.
Yeah, same us here with Reader's Magnet, and as well with all of your readers out there, right? We're very interested to know more about your book. So let's go ahead and start with it, okay? When it comes to the book itself, what inspired you to write Luisita is Sick? And what message do you hope to convey through the story?
Yes, what inspired me really was that in 2006, I myself was diagnosed with cancer, because Luisita is about a child who has cancer. So I felt that I could do this because it was from my own experience, but from the eyes of a little child, because I have series called Luisita, and she goes through life like all of us. So I thought it was important for children to also see that any illness, and that includes maybe what we went through, COVID and everything, any illness, first you have to even call it by its name. Cancer is just like COVID, bronchitis, anything. It just, we make it so serious. And it's true that many people unfortunately pass from it, but it's important for them to see that you can also have a good outcome, that we have to take care of ourselves like with anything. So that's what inspired me, and that's why I thought it was important to address.
Yeah, well, thank you. It is true, when it comes to illnesses and how you address them, right? Can you tell us more about Luisita and her journey in this book? And how did you develop her character?
Yes, Luisita is, like I said, is a part of a series. So she has all kinds of questions about life. She's always attentive. She's always asking questions. So when she became sick in this specific book, she had to ask her mom, what are we going to do with me feeling tired and all of that? And she went to the doctor. They told her what it was about. First time she heard about the word cancer. So she asked what it was. They explained to her. They explained what patient means. The word patient has somebody who has to wait. So, there were little concepts that I was giving there. I was trying to be, I'm just this person who always thinks like a child many times, although I work for many years in a very serious place at the United Nations. But I tend to see, and it just comes very naturally to me to see the good side of everything, the silver lining on everything. I think that helps me to create, and that's how Luisita's character was created. And she went through the whole illness with a good attitude, in a way, the way that I went through my cancer. And of course, my books, I have to tell you, Scott, they always have a happy ending, because they are small children. You don't want to tell them something bad. So this is more or less how I developed the character, and how she got a little better. She was able to cope with, we had questions. The children were asking her questions. The children were asking her why she didn't have hair anymore. But she was able to divert their attention, showing them maybe, okay, I don't have hair. She called it my invisible hair. And then now look at my yellow dress, she said. So that now they're talking about her yellow dress that looks like the sun and things like that. Then when she got into the machine, because this is what I thought when I was on the radiation machine, I tell you the truth, I felt like I was flying like a superhero, like Wonder Woman when she was flying. I'm not making it up. So since I have this kind of creativity, I think that children do too. So in the book also they say, okay, next time you come for treatment, we'll bring you a red cape. So this is part of the book, which is a very short book, but we can live with her through Luisita's eyes. Her experience, it's a tough reality, but at the same time, it shows you that people can go through things with optimism.
Yes, a different approach, right? On how you view your situation. But it's a very important message that you have here through this book in what you can instill in children as they grow up.
Yes, Scott, especially because it comes naturally to them. Usually, because it cannot be everybody the same, children get excited about little things. It's raining. Wow, it's raining. It's so sunny. Wow, it's so sunny. So with the same point of view, I try to do that. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. How do you approach, because we're talking about, specific illness, right? How do you approach the topic of illness in the book, and why do you think it is important to address this theme for children?
Well, like I said earlier, it wasn't easy. It wasn't, but I felt like I had the right to do it. It's almost like when they call about appropriating some kind, cultural appropriation, something. This was a little similar. I said, okay, I can talk about cancer because I myself am a cancer survivor. So I say, I don't think, people are not going to question what I do it, but at the same time, I said, I'm not talking about something people told me about it. I lived through it, right? So at the same time, being the person that I always say that thinks with the mind and the heart of a child most of the time, most of my life, I think like that. So I thought, let me give my share, my vision in the book. And again, children, and I think I always say this, children and adults go through the same reality again. They go through COVID, they go through wars and situations in other countries. There's, I don't know, tragedies, natural disasters and everything. And they have to live the same situation that their parents live. So we cannot just cover their eyes and pretend that these things don't exist. So cancer exists, COVID existed, and we just have to present it to them. And it's important so they're aware. Just because we don't talk about it doesn't mean that the situations don't exist. So that's why I think it's important.
Thank you, Dora. Moving on, does the book provide any strategies rather when it comes to coping mechanism for children dealing with illness or supporting a sick friend? If so, can you please elaborate on them?
Yes, Scott, I think that the strategy, my view again, from the point of view of how a child sees life, although I'm not a child, it's a simple strategy, is to see the positive of everything, just to see, okay, maybe live one day at a time. Like today, you don't feel that great, maybe, but little by little, be patient, and tomorrow you'll feel a little better than today, and the day after a little bit better than the day before. And like that, one day at a time, teaching them patience and everything, we'll get there. Like everything in life, not only illness. And yes, we show in the book to be a good friend. The friends are surrounding her. They are curious. Sometimes they can be cruel, not in my book, but children can be so, they don't have a filter, let's say, so they can ask questions that can hurt you. But since they are among children, sometimes they don't receive it with emotion. They also can think, oh, they're asking me why I don't have hair. They don't mean anything that. So I tell them, my hair is invisible. I have invisible hair. Let's talk about my yellow dress. So we can see also that we need a friend. Friends are surrounding you. Friends care about you. Friends have questions. And
Yeah.
friends deserve answers, but we give the answers that come from our heart. And children are amazing. Children are wonderful. There's so much we could learn from them. So the strategy
Mhm.
is just that: to be a
Oh,
good friend, to be patient, and we get through life and through illnesses more or less the same way, one day at a time.
one day at a time. Yeah. You know. Um, Again, thank you for that. I would like to move on with the last question that I have here are the cultural elements in the story that reflect your background, experiences, and they contribute to the narrative?
Thank you. That's a very good question, Scott. You see, I live in the United States since I was 17. I shouldn't be giving this information, but I'm 58, so it's so many years, but I don't have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I so many years living in this wonderful country that I love. So I don't think that, perhaps without knowing, I can sometimes even element that says that shows that that Luisita is written by somebody who's from Peru, of Chinese
Mm-hmm.
descent, married
Yeah.
to a Polish person who worked for the United Nations. I don't know if that shows, but I don't do it on purpose. So I didn't
Mm-hmm.
specifically do any give it any cultural element on any of my Luisitas,
Mm-hmm.
8 of them. So no, it was just for a child who's sick and who wants to get better, or wants to know how she could get better, why she's not feeling the same, she's feeling more tired and stuff. But no, there was no specific cultural element, or
Mm-hmm.
anything that I purposely put there.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting us know about that part when it comes to the narrative. So I will like to give you time to promote your book, and where could your readers or future audiences would be able to get to grab a copy. So the floor is
You.
yours.
Yes, thank you, Scott. But I wanted to go back. I'm sorry, just to a little bit to what you just asked me about the cultural element.
Mm-hmm.
I always mention I worked for the United Nations, right, for 32 years. So in a way, I think that one day, hopefully, I don't know if in our generation time,
Mm-hmm.
the world will be. It's a global place, right? Like we all can be together. That's why also sometimes for me it's hard to see when I'm showing that I'm from here or from there, because we are all
Mm-hmm.
one world. About promoting my book, yes, they are. Well, I have, like you said, the novels. I have the poems. Then I
Mm-hmm.
have the Luisita series. There are 8
Yeah.
of them. Oops, there.
Wow.
Yeah, I have Luisita is sick, Luisita's dream, Luisita and COVID-19. That, oops, I don't know how to show them.
Mm-hmm.
Luisita travels. That is about people with disabilities. Luisita recycles.
Wow.
Luisita and war.
Mm-hmm.
Then war. Luisita rides a bike, and Luisita cooks. My mom's name was Luisita, so I named the series after her. You can
Mm.
The readers who are interested can find my books, and I have a website.
Mm-hmm.
It's Dora Przybylek, my first name, my last name.com. And then I'm on Barnes and Noble, Amazon. And yeah, it's of course you find me through Readers Magnet. That they are always my good collaborators, and ones have me always becoming more known, that people can read my stories, because I think Luisita has a lot to tell, not only to the children, but a lot to the mom, the dads, the teacher, the grandparents, who are the ones who get the books for little kids between, I think, 6-10 years old. Especially,
Mm-hmm.
you know what it is, Scott, the books are bilingual, by just in one version.
Yeah.
So the 2 titles are there, and every page
Yeah.
has,
Ah.
text in English and Spanish. The
Yes.
always first the English, and
Mm-hmm.
oops, I keep on doing the opposite. First the English and then the Spanish. Yeah, so I hope that they get interested and give a
Mm-hmm.
chance to read Visita.
All right. Well, that is very, I mean, it's going to be very interesting as well for your readers to know even more once they receive the actual book. So, but everybody, thank you for tuning in. Again, this is Dora Przybylek, author of the series Luisita. Thank you very much. As we say here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. That's a wrap. Goodbye for now.